In this video review, we're going to be talking about WordPress site optimization and the three reports I got back. I want to analyze one particular report, the plugin report. I want to show you how it works, how it got set up, and what the report came back as, and what I've done with the report since I got it, and how I'm taking it to my site to optimize my speed. I'll also show you later on in the video where I got the results and what the results look like from 3 site speed checkers that I use. So hang on for that. If you do get some value from this video, please give me a large thumbs up, like it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're a new visitor, and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time there's a new video being published. So let's move on into the plugin report for WSO by Shortpixels, WordPress site optimization, the plugin analysis video. Okay, this is the plugins review report from WSO Shortpixels. We did an analysis on my westernhorseriding.org site. Now, the report itself is organized very well. They just go through and they list all 29 of my plugins and what they thought about them, and if they could be kept or whatever, and if they have some action be taken, that would be listed here and tell you what the actions would be. And then you can watch a bit further in the video, and I'll show you how I took these, analyzed them, and then we'll show you a little bit after that what I did and how I actually took action on my WordPress website and made changes, and I'll show you the results that I got just doing a few changes. Okay, what I want to talk about now is just to give you a little background. This site was started in 2014. The majority of the posts were published in 2014, 2015. So everything has been grown since then. The thing I wanted to point out was with the plugins were added as time went by, and I found new things to buy, new things to find for free, learn new things as I was publishing this site. Does that sound familiar to you? That may be the way you have built your sites in the past, or maybe are building them right now. See, I sold a lot of plugins. A lot of plugins intrigued me as I went, as I kept building and adding, layering things in. But unfortunately, that adds problems to the speed sites. Now, the speed sites that I used, you can get links down in the description for. I used Site Checker, I used Pingdom, and I used GT Metrics. And there'll be links for all 3 down, and you can use them. I'm going to have some results now that I got from these before and after. Now, what I got before was the times. I took 3 pages from my site, the home page, another page, difference between English and Western writing, another post called Western Writing Helmets. As you can see, as we'll work back up, the first, before the test, before I did anything with the plugins, is what I'm saying. Before I made any changes with from the plugin report, what I did was I got the following results. Okay, the results were for the home page. Pingdom had this reading, after was this right here, and then this. Okay, Site Checker was 10.47, became 6.32. GT Metrics 7.2 down to 6.4. You can look at these figures, 15.94 down to 3.24. Site Checker 10.47, 5.16. But you can see these did make some differences. This is what the plugin situation, I just explained to you what it was on the site and how it got built. And then now through the plugin reports, we'll show you what the WSO, the WordPress speed optimization by Shortpixels, actually did for my site speed. And I've got several pictures of the second results after I did some of the changes, and that you'll see. We'll go over the changes in the changes. So let's move on into the actual report and the changes that I made. Okay, this is the plugins review report from WSO Shortpixels. We did an analysis on my westernhorseriding.org site. Now, the report itself is organized very well. They just go through and they list all 29 of my plugins and what they thought about them, and if they could be kept or whatever, and if they have some action be taken, that would be listed here and tell you what the actions would be. And then you can watch a bit further in the video, and I'll show you how I took these, analyzed them, And then I'm going to show you a little bit after that what I did and how I actually took action on my WordPress website and made changes. And I'll show you the results that I got just doing a few changes. Okay, so what I've done is I've analyzed this report. And what I did was I took a notepad and I went through and I copied down every one of these plugins that was reported in here. And I listed them all out. And now this is the way I do it. This isn't the way you would have to do it. Plugin report for Shortpixels site speed report. And it's from the site it is. And then what I'm going to do is I listed all out. And there were, I believe, 14 plugins. Of the 29, 15 were considered core, what they considered core parts of the site. So here's the plugin is part of the core functionality of website. No need to change or remove. So there were some of the plugins, I think 14 of the 29 were listed as this. I'm sorry, 15 of 29 plugins. But there were 14 plugins that were listed as being a problem. So what I did was I listed them all out on a notepad for myself. Once I had them counted out, listed out, I then put them in priorities. I went and looked for the high ones. These are the ones we're going to tackle first. There's 3 of them that were high. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there were 5 that were medium. Now the rest were low. They're on the report. But right now we're going to tackle the high priority ones and then the medium priority ones. So then what I've done is I've gone to my site here and then I've checked with these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to find what the answers are for each one of these. And I'll go through a plugin at a time. And I'll change it to what the report says. The report says it should become. Whatever it is, I'll follow the directions in here the best I can. And we'll record all that for you so you could see that this is what happens with one site. Okay, so all that to say, I'm going to start showing you some of the actual changes I made and go through the list of some of the plugins that are on the report that we showed you. Okay, so we're in the back end of the WordPress for Western Horse Riding. Now, I took the report we last left off. I put the high priorities. I'm just going to show you real quick. 404 is going to be taken out. The Akismet anti-spam is being taken out. The all-in-one security is being taken out. Fast secure contact form is being taken out. Share this dashboard, redirection, temporary passing. All this was to do the report. This will be coming out. Easy trends or fast dash, key guard, promote guard, site speed, super cache, X secure, and Yoast. Now they're in this report here. Now the high end is 3 high ones are WordPress speed visit. This one here, super cache is high, and X secure is high. And then the medium ones are all-in-one security plugin, the redirection, fast dash, key guard, and Yoast SEO. And then the lower ones are the 404, the Akismet, code snippets, fast secure contact form, official stat counter, share this dashboard. So that's the order, and that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing this, and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so I made these changes right here with the WP Speed Visit, WP Super Cache, WPX Secure, and all-in-one WP Security. Now I came across a problem, this 7G firewall. I can't seem to find it somewhere to install it, download it, and install it. And I'm going to have to get back to the people about that. And I also included this here, WPS hide login. What I noticed though is that this code ended up here at the top. Now, what I'm going to do is you can go to my security video, and the second part of that, I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this by going into the database and installing a backup We're going to go back to where the site was 5 hours ago because we got to get this out, and then I'm going to have to contact them, let them know what steps I did, and then we got to figure out where this code came from, somewhere in these directions here. And that's been the problem I've had in the past doing security updates and trying to make my site faster for speed. Always seem to run into problems like this with these kind of things with config.php. These files can mess up your site quicker than that. And they did tell me on here to make sure backups. That's what we're going to have to do. So we'll move on. So we just left you with, had some problems. Now it's a couple hours later. What I had to do was I had to go into my cPanel. I had to go to the file manager. And what I had to do is I had to come down here to the public HTML. That's where I'm at for the public HTML _ Western Horse Writing. And then what I had to do was upload. And then I had to upload a backup I had, which became a file that was uploaded right here. This took probably, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes to upload. Then I had to click on it. And then I had to extract it. And then what I did was I went back to the site and I reloaded the coding that I had as a problem. And then I'm going to be contacting Shortpixels site speed people to ask them what in the directions that I had here that we looked at that could have been the problem. Because something here in the high priorities caused the coding problem here. And I also have to ask them about, they want me to install this firewall plugin, and they wanted me to install it in 2 different places, here and here, to cover this plugin and this one. So that's how I took care of the problem. Okay, so I just showed you about the ph.php problem with the code. That came back after I did the backup switch in the content folder. Now, I'm just going to go through this real quick to show you the details of this report. These were the high ones. This one here, I was able to just get this, but I was able to take this out, get rid of this plugin. However, I couldn't change and get this firewall plugin by Jeff Starr installed. So I went down and I decided, well, if I can't do the high ones, I'll do some of the medium ones. Now, the medium one was they wanted me to get rid of all-in-one WordPress security. Well, since I can't replace it with this, I haven't done that. Now, redirection. I went through and I learned about, talked about doing backups, the importance of it. I went down and I took care of the redirection plugin, got rid of it. And here's the directions of how I learned to change a .htaccess file. Now, I actually haven't done that part because I'm chicken, if you will. I have not had great success with this kind of thing in the past. I worked for a plugin developer a couple years ago, probably 3-4 years ago. I left him, and he would help me with this area right here, because it seemed like every time I got near, I breathed near it, I was messing it up. So, but I've got the directions here now, and I learned about it, and there's a code here to use. Now, WP fast dash, I completed that. I removed it. I read the directions. WP key guard, completed that, got rid of that, replaced it. I replaced it with this one right here, this plugin here. Then I got rid of Yoast. Now that was a big step for me because I hadn't ever not used Yoast. I used to use all-in-one SEO plugin, but I ended up switching over, but now I'm back to another plugin called the SEO framework. And I haven't worked with it enough yet to tell you how that works, but that's done. Plugin 404 is still here. Again, because of some of the PHP code, and I learned and even found coding to change this, but it's dealing with the .htaccess file again. So I've been checking to do that. Now I got rid of Akismet, completed that. That was a low priority. We're in low priorities now, but I did do that. I replaced it with a comment list from WordPress. I did that search, got that blacklist comment, went to general settings here and to the discussion area, and then I changed and put the blacklist in it. That's this blacklist right here. This whole thing is a blacklist now, replacing, because they're convinced that Akismet is a thing of the past. Code snippets, I got rid of that. And again, I put some coding in. Again, all these may make you feel uncomfortable. But again, I want to remind you that WSO from Shortpixels does have the availability of contacting them and having their people do this for you. I replaced Fast Contact Form with this one right here, WP Fluent Forms. It was really easy. It does seem lightweight and does work really well. I haven't gotten rid of this because I've got rid of the Share Dashboard, which was with Google Analytics, and they're talking about how you don't need it. Just go to Google Analytics to check it. And that's it. I did the coding on I did the plugin changes, the coding on a couple of these. There's still a couple left to do, which I'll get the nerve up to do. But the report, what I found was the report was very detailed, and it really, really helped me see and understand after I used these site checker sites, how important it was to get the site speed down. And it wasn't going to be as hard as I thought. A lot of this had to do with the plugins, but I wanted to remind you again that this assessment from Shortpixels from WSO did include 3 reports. It included the database report. You can check that out in my review for WSO by Shortpixels. The database, also the plugins report, which we went over in the other review as well and earlier in this video. And then also the last report that was included was the inclusive website review, where I went and did plugin analysis, optimize images, and all the things you need to know about. If you check Google Insights page, Insights for Page Speed tool, there'll be a link down in the description. All these are covered in there, and you can see the various results I got, which we're going to show you next, and then okay, so some results from the site checker. I used 3 pages. This is the home page, 10.47 seconds. The next thing was on Pingdom. Was it 15.94, which was a lot. This was before I made any changes. And this one was 2.07.0 seconds, 7.5 for total load. Then I did another page. We're in the 6s, and we're in the 1.26 on this one, 7.3, 1.5 for the term there. And then the last page this is what the results look like, in 0.8. So these are the kind of results you get. But what you would see on the results is that as we went through and improved, here's the fourth, went from 15, almost 16 seconds down to 4.27. Site checker, 10.47 to 6.32, 7.2 to 6.4. And then if you check this one out here, this page, between English and Western writing, 1.26 down to 1.07. So you can see the results. You see what the report, what it took, the work it took. It took some hours. It took some learning. It took some effort. But to use the WordPress Speed Optimization WSO from Shortpixels as a product, you get the 3 reports. We just did the plugin report here, and you can have them you can either implement all these recommendations yourself or save time and risk by letting the specialist do the optimization for an extra cost. And so that's the results of the plugin study. I hope you got some value from it. If you do have any questions about the process from my experience, please write me and ask me, and I'll try to help you out the best I can. If not, I can put you in touch with Andre, and Andre will be able to, with his team at Shortpixels, will be able to answer any questions you have for him. Now, there is a link down in the description to buy WSO, WordPress Speed Optimization by Shortpixels. The link is down in the description. You can buy that service to get these 3 reports from our review and from today's detailed report on the plugin report. If you did get some value, please give the video a large thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon as well. If you are a new visitor, we welcome you. We also encourage you to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon as well. And I want to thank you for watching today. Don't forget before you leave that there's a Taking Action Online free step-by-step 12 steps. Right here, these 12 steps free. Access is available today. Click the link down in the description. If you are overloaded with information, if you're confused about how to make money online and you'd like to start making money online, click that link, get access today to the free 12 step-by-step program, training program. Thank you for watching today. God bless. Talk to you later.